All right, cool, cool. Mic check. Let me get my headphones. Top of the morning to everyone. Good day to everyone. I am looking around here to see what price really wants to offer. So, just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking, right? So, look around on the daily chart, I want to say. All right. So looking around on the daily chart, 1 second. VIP. We are live. So, looking at the daily chart, it just looks like price is just bullish, man. Like, you'll notice that we took out all-time highs, we pulled back, and we're pulling back into bullish structure, right? So this down close candle here was the last down close candle before we made a high. We pulled back into that down close candle, made another high, and then we pull back into that down close candle again and give another nice wick off of this Wednesday down close candle. And you see the volume, right? So it's like naturally I should probably be looking for buys naturally. All right. And looking at NASDAQ is really far behind, but it's the same concept. Down close candle goes higher, pulls back into this massive wick, which is a part of that down close candle, goes higher again. And now we're touching that body. Last night we hit that body and you see a massive reaction. So naturally, I'm thinking that this high has to be the draw. But I have to be careful because we do see some rejection from this level here, right? Which I have it highlighted. You see price was unable to break here before. So I'm going to play both sides, but really I think we're going to end up being more bullish and break through this level and maybe push towards all-time highs on NASDAQ as well. All right, that's the daily. And then when I go down to my 2-hour point of view here, I want to know, how does price react to these bearish areas as we respond from this daily zone here. Notice, similar to what happened over here, you're going to start breaking through structure. And when you break through that structure, you're looking for areas to pull back, right? We break this high, we pull back to this down close candle, continue higher, pull back to this down close candle, continue higher. So those two down close candles pretty much supported this entire move, right? That right there and this right here. As long as price was rejecting here, you were bullish, right? We closed slightly underneath it, get back above it, and now we're respecting those areas. So now what I'm looking for is, do we create any areas for price to pull back into to go higher? We haven't. Only thing we have are fair value gaps, which may come into play. But you see here, I have this level marked out because this is where we see down close candles. And then right here, right, we see this down close candle. Price could retest here and start building structure before going higher. So I'm looking to play like a ping pong type of reaction where price overextends into bearish territory, pulls back, creates bullish areas of interest, and then uses these to go higher. That would be pretty textbook. Right now, all I see is an overextension into bearish territory. So we might be pretty bearish up here to start off the session, where you get that 10 a.m. opens, pushes lower, and then later on in the day, you get that buy. That's what I would anticipate. All right. And then we're looking on the hourly. We see this hourly order block here. Price could want to push back down into this area here. So let's see, man. Let's see, man. I like lower, but first things first, let me turn on my indicators. There they go. I was 10 a.m. holding up here. 10 a.m. is holding up just fine. All right. So yeah, let's figure out where this macro situation is looking at right now. Let me just zoom in so it looks a little bit cleaner. Take off all these drawings. This sucks, bro, because I kind of want to short it right now, but I can't. Maybe a break at 10 a.m. You can try this short, but let's see where the macro is focused at right now. So 950, we have this gap. You don't really see much else going on. So right at 950, you form this gap. Yeah, bro. This is gonna run. Right at 950, you form this gap. I don't see any gaps before, so I'm just gonna use this 950 candle as the macro area of interest. This is crazy. And then you have the same thing over here. 950, 950. Wow. Yeah. This is probably gonna just run. I may take this if we get a 1 minute gap here. I may take this short. Oh, I don't see a gap. All right, whatever. So this macro gap right here gets my attention. Price already started moving lower from this setup here. So mark off the highs of this gap here. Nice. Bearish territory. Really, I'm going to erase this red zone because I already know we're in bearish territory. Clean it up a little bit. But this area right here is what gets my attention. All right. And now price should have some sort of reaction from this zone that could give us a potential short. Now that 10 a.m. is open, notice we open inside of this macro zone, and you see the macro holding price down here. The one thing I will say is these red lines here are bullish higher time frame order blocks. So that could completely flip this area. Now that we have a slight sweep, maybe SMT, you got to be careful here, right? So just give price a chance to offer that flip. And if we do flip this zone, then I'm going to use this area as a break and retest to go higher. And I would want to see price take out this red line up here. Bearish. All right, yeah. I don't anticipate it to do this, but it could. Hourly chart. What are we tapping into right now? Absolutely nothing. So here we have this former resistance, right? This is probably what's gonna lead to higher prices here. Yeah, yeah. You can almost see it now. Look at how we closed through here. This was resistance, right, on the hourly chart. We closed through it. All these down close candles can now become support. It looks like that's exactly what's happening here. And notice how tight the EMA is to structure. So this, you can see price could end up holding this and going bullish. That's what I'm waiting for right now. If price ends up getting back up under here and flipping this EMA, then we should see a decent retracement because we have a lot of unmitigated areas below. But for now, ES is stronger today. So I'm going to focus in on ES and see what happens here. Down to the 1 minute. Macro zone seems to be pretty strong right now. For anybody who doesn't know what the macro zone is, it's simply wait for the macro to open and look for a fair value gap that the macro entertains. So we're stuck inside of this 950 candle, the entire 950 macro so far. All right, so you really want to see how price responds in here. Gives you a really good idea as to where price is going to start flipping towards. And here we go. I'm going to see some strength coming in here. And also we have these 1 hour engulfing candles down here. So I'm going to start marking off these areas here. These are starting to look like they could hold up. Boom, boom. There's SMT off of this zone here. You see, we hit that 8 a.m. open price on NASDAQ, but we're not close at all to hitting that on ES. So maybe we end up driving a little lower. Maybe we find support right now, but overall, 10 a.m. is starting to look bullish if you ask me. We had 10 a.m. open, retest this bearish area, sweep the low, offer SMT, and now you see price closing above down close candles and rejecting that 10 a.m. open price. So the next move would be for some sort of displacement, whether we actually expand, right, or not, right? Just looking for expansion, whether it's bullish or bearish. That's the next step. And so that's what I'll do here. I'm gonna sit back. Notice this previous daily high. Let me actually go look at this previous weekly high as well. We've already taken out previous weekly high. What about NASDAQ? Yeah, NASDAQ took out that previous weekly high. I like this as a... Yeah, NASDAQ start getting above this previous weekly body, right? Notice, wow, this might be bearish. All right, notice what we rejected here at these highs. We have the previous daily high, swept, break structure. All right, and the main structure for this short, right, is going to be, it started off right here, these highs. So yeah, depending on how price responds up here, we're either going to get a massive short or it's going to blast through these highs, break and retest, and then I'm looking for something like that. But there's a lot of structure up here, which I had this level marked out already. I'll put it back. That's bearish, right? You see price take out a weekly open, immediately put an order block, close underneath it, retest it, displace lower, retest it again, break lower. This looks like beautiful, beautiful selling pressure from this high. And then you have, as I mentioned over here, we have this previous daily high, the weekly open, same exact profile over here. If we can get some sort of bearish displacement now that 10 a.m. is started, let's say it could be the same as yesterday's short where we push to the high or around the high of that macro zone and then displace. I'm going to look to short that fair value gap to go lower. All right, we may get one here. NASDAQ is weaker, so I would be looking to short NASDAQ. And we have these lows down here that I marked off earlier that could come into play. So, all right, yeah, let me get ready. I think we're going to end up shorting this. It all depends on how price responds right now. You want to see price start displacing through this 10 a.m. price. 1 minute fair value gaps through this 10 a.m. price will open the door for lower. Wow. Look at, you see what I see, right? Massive rejection. She be turning off her camera with trades on this thing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just looking around the market, see what all these other traders are looking at today. This looks like it could go bearish, man. You see this bearish gap right here holding up. Just being patient right now. See what market really wants. I love how price is rejecting this previous daily high, right? Every single level in here has flipped bearish. You see, we break underneath the weekly open and then it turns into resistance. We break underneath the previous daily high and then it turns into resistance. And then now the only thing supporting price is literally this 10 a.m. price. So if price is able to get underneath here, we should see a decent retracement. And let me actually go put the Fibonacci up, right? Because we have a massive range for today's current candle. So the daily range here will be from the low to the current high. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, let me fix that. There we go. Bring that over. Bingo. There we go. So that 50% level could be the draw on liquidity or something in that area, right? We have a lot of things down low that should be retested. It's just interesting to see how the market is wasting time right now. So let's see. I would love to see price push up to the high of this range, right? You see this yellow box, the very high of it, and then start to reject with bearish gaps. I'll look for shorts. And then notice we haven't really shown any bullish gaps at all yet either, which is a good sign. So I'm probably going to lean more on the shorts here until I see something very bullish. All right, here goes more SMT. We're actually pushing into the top of this range here. Beautiful rejection. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be bearish. So let me get ready here, guys. Get my contract sheet out. When I mention contracts, this is what I mean. You want to make sure you're risking the right amount, no matter how big your stop loss is. So there it is. Remove. All right. So yeah, ES is stronger. NASDAQ is weaker. So I'm looking to short NASDAQ and buy ES, depending on which way the market is going, right? The first thing I'll notice is we haven't really swept any external liquidity. We still have these hourly. Oh, I guess we did sweep that hourly low, but we still have the pre-market low. So the actual banks and things like that open at 8:30. So that 8 a.m. high and low is important. We've already taken out that 8 a.m. high. Let me actually mark that out. Let me see how price responded here. Yeah, this is where you get all your selling pressure. Yeah, we've already taken that out. The one thing I can say is, all right, a bullish scenario is we sweep that 8 a.m. candle low on, oh, we haven't swept it yet, but we sweep that 9 a.m. candle low and price just rips higher, or we wait a little bit, sweep this 8 a.m. candle low and then go higher. And this low right here is the 8 a.m. low I'm talking about here. It looks bearish, man. It's just not giving you that sign of momentum. It's giving you rejection, but you want to get in with a displacement so that you may catch that momentum lower. but we'll see, man. It's 10:22. Give it some time. All right, nice speed there. Remember, this is a very important area here. Let's see how price responds here. I like ES here to give us a clue as to what to expect. Is there a 5-minute gap in this area? 10-minute, 15-minute? Nope. So the higher time frame EMA is still pretty bullish on every time frame, right? So that could propel price higher. Still nothing there, huh? 7 minutes until the next 30-minute candle. All right, there we go. Now that right there looks good. So it looks like we are using this level here as support, and price is flipping bullish. Excellent. All right, remember this level we talked about earlier. If I go to the 30-minute chart or a 2-hour chart, whatever it was. Here, 30-minute looks clean as well. You see price fill in a bearish gap, put this shoulder inside of it. Price climbs on top of it, retest it, holds it. EMA support, extremely bullish, right? No doubt about it. So now this is where I look for a potential trade towards this high. Let's see if we get it. And then that pre-market low was never taken. Same thing over here. Oh wow, it's way down here. Oh, nice rejection. I think looks like we failed to actually gap. Yeah, if we get a nice rejection here, I'm gonna short the snot out of this. I'm looking for a clean bearish gap or a clean change in the state of delivery. All right. Because you could see that price already tapped into this area, right? We've tapped into this area here pre-market, made the high, pushed back into the area, retest, fail. Now we're pushing back from this area back into here and it's failing again. So now this is starting to look like, yeah, price is going lower. I'm just looking for a clean fair value gap to get involved here. Come on, bro. 5 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, so I love how we're rejecting 10 a.m. now. So once we get up under it, it should be green light for the flood lower. This is crazy. It's going up and down, back and forth. But looking at the clock, it's 10:26. In the next 5 minutes, we should have a good idea of what to expect. And as I mentioned, your drawing liquidity should either be this 8 a.m. low or the pre-market highs. And if you notice, 9:30 already took out that high. Yeah. All right, there goes your 1 minute gap here. Let's see if price fills this gap in. How many points will my stop be? I really want to get in underneath 10 a.m. just to be sure. A nice closure underneath here. That way I don't care to, stress the trade, give it a chance to work out once it gets underneath there. This high right here is, where's my target at? My target's going to be about 30 points. All right. So yeah, I may have to get in a little bit better. Yeah, tight. Just play it tight here. 35 for 38, something like that. Entry price 25,869. 35 points would be 9 micros. All right, let's see. 25,869. All right, yeah, I gotta short this. It's a little early, but 25,869. Bro, I can't even type this up. This is moving fast, guys. I want to see a strong closure underneath 10 a.m. here. It's the 15 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute. All right, we got a decent closure underneath. And honestly, I want to hold this short until ES takes out that low. So where's ES at? Down, yeah. I would expect a bigger short here. At least some of these lows in here, add an alert. So I'm looking to hold this until we break these lows here. Prices is 25,865. So I'm watching this fair value gap right here. Did we put in a bearish? Yeah, we did. All right. Put a stop in up here. So you gotta you just gotta give it a chance, because you can see prices playing both sides. 1 second is bullish, the next second is bearish. I don't like how we're getting so deep into this zone right here. But you just gotta let it play out, bro. Back into this zone. Back to that weekly open. Let's see if we can get some rejection now. This is tough. It's playing both sides, and I don't like that. Tighten down my stop. I really don't want to see price take this high, man. All right. So what are we looking at? I might have to play this a little bit safer. So we had this boom, boom, boom. Actually, yeah, I think this may be a trap, guys. So I'm gonna cut this early. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this early, and I want to see what's going on with this bearish gap right here. Because when we tapped into this bearish gap, you want to see price deliver, right? I don't want to be in a position around this area, so I'm gonna wait. Just get out of that a little bit early because what I'm noticing is this level right here still is holding up pretty strong. And what you'll see is we close through, where is it? Right here. We close through this down close candle. This candle seems to be, we close through it, pull back, we displace higher, and then we pull back, sweep the low and fail to continue. That's a bullish reaction there. If we close above this down close candle here, I'm gonna go long. If we fail, all right, there we go. If we can invert this gap right here, then I'm gonna go back short. It'll be the same entry price. But if we can close above this bearish candle here, I'm gonna go long. It'll be something like this. Long up in here, drop down in here, and then I want this high of day here. But I'll have to buy ES. Got some roadblocks in the way here, so just waiting it out. All right, yeah. See that closure above? That's big. And I'm looking for the high of this range now. Previous daily high, 6. Boom, boom, boom. This will be like 5 points. If I go 5 points on the stop, it would be 2 contracts, 20. So yeah, I'm buying this here. Oh, don't take off. It's gonna take 930 might send price back lower. Give me an entry. Wow, I was just looking for it. So yeah, this reaction right here is a major red flag. When you get this rejection out of this bearish gap, it's always important to watch what happens at the lows. Oh, it's gonna run, kid. Now the question is, will NASDAQ make it to that high as well? So I'm gonna sit back here, wait for those levels to get hit. Wow. So yeah, entry should have been here on the NASDAQ. I tried to buy ES and it just took off. It just took off. All right, so now we're taking that high. What's gonna happen is wait, did we take it? No, we left equal highs. We didn't even take the high yet. So a pullback down into this area, I'll be looking to buy ES. Right next to this down close candle that was broken. I want to buy it somewhere down in here. If we don't take this high. Mhm. That was fast, bro. Literally, this candle closes at 10:33. You don't get much time to operate at all. All right, price is gonna take that high, and once that high is taken, you expect a pullback. If price maintains this area on the pullback, then that's where I can go ahead and I can go ahead and get involved. So, all right, cool. Notice we're also breaking through Yeah, we should get a pullback and it should hold. If it holds the pullback, I'm gonna long it again. And would want to see NASDAQ take this high. So that'll be my bias, right? I was bearish inside of this zone. We get the bearish gap. I try the bearish gap. It fails, starts to push back up and break this down close candle. Red flag, right? Now that we're above this, you want to see this serve as the point of interest for higher. So this bearish candle should send price higher if we retest it. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a retest of that candle. Man, here we go. All right, yeah. So this is gonna be the tough part. Waiting for a pullback. This is gonna be the tough part. I like that we got above this yellow zone here with a bullish gap right here. That's gonna be a good point of interest. And then, as I mentioned, this down close candle would be even better. So those are my two areas of interest that I want to see retested. If we can get a retest, and notice 930, beautiful. Yeah, so if we can retest now, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If we break above this 930 here, I will start looking for my entry. And I want to buy ES, so something up here, and just see how far down it wants to go. Perfect, 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 perfect. Perfect. What price would this be? 7,009.25. ES is moving so fast, kid. So I may end up having to buy NASDAQ. This is flying. Come on, bro. We can get above this down close candle right here. Then I can put my stop like 35 and then just target the highs. Something like that. ES is ripping, man. 25,918.5. 35 point stop, which is gonna be trash. I may go 40. Just because I know NQ is a little bit weaker. 40 for 40. Thank you. Thank you. My goodness. Stop being crazy. But this fair value gap along with this down close candle right here seems to be what price is using. But you gotta be careful because these down close candles are massive. Price could push all the way down to the base, still be bullish. This is making me want to just chill right now. Because ES looks extremely ready to go, and NASDAQ looks like, I don't want to go just yet. So what is that telling me? Is that telling me that NASDAQ's about to drop real quick? But based on what's actually happening here, we should start seeing bullishness on NASDAQ. I should be able to buy NASDAQ up to that high at the very least. So that's what I'm waiting for here. A flip of one of these bearish candles, and then I'll just take the long. 35, 40. What price would this be? 25.19, 913. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. 25, 913. 35-point stop would be the same thing, right? Yep. 8 micros. I'll go 8. And I'm just looking for a little bit over these highs, maybe like 50 points. That'll be beautiful. Risk to reward. ES is already confirming that it wants higher. By the way, it stabs into this, breaks 930, wicks off 930, EMA support, everything is good. It just looks like I mentioned, NASDAQ just doesn't look like it's ready. And how do I know? Because we hit this 930 price on NASDAQ and we haven't shown any bullishness underneath it yet. We drove up into it, and now here we go. We're retesting this down close candle. The initial candle that told me that the shorts were about to flip. There we go. Beautiful. So now I'm just chilling and waiting for this to flip bullish. The only way I go bearish is if we take out these structures down here. We could retest 10 a.m. right here also. That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah. 930. Remember what I was saying earlier about ping pong? Price is playing a lot of ping pong. We did this. Boom, 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 boom. And then this is where I thought we would finally deliver. Wrong. Price adds another game of ping pong. And then boom. Now we actually break the range. Bullish structure. Everything in here holds up. I like longs. We get up under all of that. Then I like shorts. So like here is going to be a big area of interest. This 10 a.m. price is the heart of all of this. If this ends up being just a sweep, I'm going to be sick, bro, because I wanted the shorts off of this. And this is going to be a flip bearish. My goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I really want to trade this, guys. I don't know. It's only 1044, so maybe, all right, if this ends up delivering the shorts, then I guess it's not terrible. But if price turns around and starts going back to these highs again, this is what you call chop. All right, so now we're pushing the extremes here. I would say this is bearish. I would say this is bearish. Let's see what happens off of 10 a.m. Man, this looks so bearish. I want to see a retest. So what I would draw up here would be the macro zone does end up holding. We break it for a half a second on NASDAQ. ES was a little bit more convincing. But once we sweep out this high, you see this bearish pressure step right back in. Question is, do we pull back at all to fill any gaps? Yeah, because now this level right here becomes that new up close candle. And we should see some sort of gap fill. So that's what I'm looking for, man. Probably won't pull back. Yeah, it's just trash, bro. Oh my goodness. This is the short I wanted, bro. And it sweeps me out. Trash. But this should be the beginning of the short. This is tough. I would say, yeah, this should be the beginning of the short. And we should go short for the rest of the session. I'm just looking for a pullback into oh my goodness, man, bro. This is what you call trash, yo. Tell me I didn't short this. Right here. Stop literally 35 points. Maybe I could have put my stop above the previous daily high, but come on, kid. All right, so now we're in bearish territory. We've taken out, not only have we taken out the lows, but you see SMT off the top of this range, right? So this high right here, this high right here was a level I wanted to see swept. It gets swept, all right, but only on ES. And then after you get that sweep, you get a massive break in structure. So that's telling me, all right, yeah, this pullback here, I'm looking to short it. Let's see if we can get a decent fill. Should be like a 5-minute gap forming. Yeah. This is tough, man. This is tough, bro, because I hate when the market overextends. We're in bullish territory right now. But I don't think it's done yet. I think we're probably gonna see a massive move lower. Bro, where's the pullback? All right, I think I'm gonna short. We break this 6 a.m. price. I'm gonna short NASDAQ. And it could bite me, but if I put my stop above 10 a.m., 60 points, and just target like the equilibrium of this range. But I'm assuming now that we're hitting this, we should show some rejection, right? Price should bounce from here, pretend to be bullish, and then push into this bearish area of interest. It's trash, man. I really just want to see a solid pullback, but what price would this be? 25,812 with a 65-point stop. That's 4 micros. I'll go 5. Come on, give us a push up first, man. I don't want to get in and then it wants to pull back. I want to get in with that momentum. $25, 8, 11. Yeah, this is. And I want to short until NASDAQ and ES can hit this because we take that high, immediately flip bearish. 25, 8, 11. 65. What is that noise? All right. It can't be that big of a stop. There we go. All right, cool. So it all depends on how price responds over here to these lows. All right, we've already closed through, retested one. I think I might just have to let's see how far this wants to push up. 10 a.m. price being retested over here. I might just have to short this, bro, and just put my stop like above here. 50-point stop, 55-point stop. Yeah, 55 points, 5 micros. Yeah, I gotta short this. Come on, give me that snake move that you want to pull off real quick. I'm actually just gonna wait for this to close through here. And then I'll just have a tight stop above 10 a.m. That way I can get a safer entry because if we hold this level, I don't expect price to go lower at all. All right, 17 seconds left. All right, nice. You see the rejection. good. I just want to see it push as far up as it can here. Maybe even fill in some of these bearish gaps and then turn. But if this EMA holds, then maybe price is just ready to go. So lame, bro. Because I wanted my short right here. If this would have delivered with the same amount of speed, this trade would have been a bang. 19 seconds left. Price seems to be trying. Oh, don't go without me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, I'm short there. And let's see how this 6 a.m. price holds up. All right, come on. Cut the shenanigans. I need you to. Oh my goodness, kid. Hold this EMA for us. Stop up here. Probably go even tighter on the stop. I don't even want to see price break this EMA, this order block right here. Golly goodness, yo. Soon as you think about a breakout, it seems to be very hesitant, bro, to just pick a side. Now we're closing right back above 6 a.m. You can do it, my friend. Oh, wait, wrong chart. Yeah, man, I might cut this early. I just don't want to see these pullbacks, especially with these types of conditions where look at that. Yeah. Yeah. I want this to be the last pullback. If price shows any strength, because we're hitting this order block now, right? I want to see price push lower again, like we saw the first time. We saw price push into this order block, move lower. All right, if you want to retest the order block, I want to see speed lower now. If price finds the strength to start closing through this down close candle right here, I'll just cut it early, man. And just wait it out again for hopefully another short. But yeah, this is already looking sad, bro. I'm out. I'm out there. It's just playing too many games around the wrong areas. Just let this pull back, bro. It doesn't want to go lower, so just let it pull back. My goodness. So I'm looking at this. We have a few 5-minute gaps here. I'll let those gaps fill. Price is playing a little bit too much in this area here. And these are the hardest days to trade, man, when it's like pure chop. And then when you finally get confirmation, it wants to sweep multiple times. Oh my goodness, bro. What is this doing, kid? What is going on? It's 11 almost. I think we're about to go bullish, guys. Let's look for some bullish reasons. All right, so we just tapped into this fair value gap here. We take the low on the 8 a.m. move, and you can see I don't think we're bullish. I think it's begging for a pullback. And then depending on how price responds in here is where you get that short. The one thing that's throwing me is this EMA. We're flipping the EMA now. We are flipping this EMA now. Excuse me. All right, guys. I don't know if I really want to trade this. Are you guys seeing this? What is going on? Let me check the news. Is there random news events? This is crazy, bro. This is so crazy. what is what is happening right now? All right, so with that being said, you guys see what I see, right? We're in bullish territory, right? We've had multiple times, multiple attempts to sell off, which are failing ridiculously. And then now you see we get this down close candle at the low, we close above it, fail to close, and then displace. Now we're breaking through 10 a.m. This is going to be the most jagged buy you could ask for. All right. And it all goes back to this here because this move right here, notice we had this bull. Yeah, it's still bullish. It's still bullish. We had this bullish area here where I wanted to go long. Remember, I was waiting for the breakout here. And now we're actually starting to give that. Don't take off. Where do you enter, bro? Like, all right, 11:30 is gonna pull back. I'm gonna look for longs on the pullback here, and I think yeah, ES is the best for sure. Yeah, I'm looking for longs on the pullback here, guys. Maybe this previous daily high or 10 a.m. But remember specifically when I was in the short, I said if we close above this down close candle, I'm getting out because that's a bullish move. We push up, we give you that bullish move, but we didn't give you the flip, right? We just pulled back and pulled back and pulled back. But you would think that if we got underneath this low, price would continue lower. Instead, we hit 6 a.m. and get right back on the upside. That's telling me this move down was a scam and the move up is about to be the real move. So I'm looking for a pullback with the new 30-minute candle that's about to open. And on that pullback, I'll be looking along. I'll probably just put a position in here, but I really want to just see price start to turn around, pullback, start to turn around. And then I can put my stop like down here. And then I'm looking for a nice move. But I need that pullback. I need that pullback. Come on. Bro, this is so lame because it's like it's begging you to buy it right now. But I'm like, bro, just pull back. Just pull back, kid. We got plenty of areas in here for you to retest. And because price has been so choppy, man, I can't buy it right here. As bad as I want to, I can't because as soon as you buy it, you're gonna see the pullback. So far, the market hasn't really shown any interest to go anywhere. So I'm feeling FOMO right now, and maybe we 30-minute chart. Let's see. Do we have a 30-minute wick? We do. All right. I'll be aggressive if we break this 930. If we break 930, I'll buy it something like that and just put my stop below that. Yeah, we're about to go 7.5 points on the stop. 13 micros. So I'll go like 15 micros. No, I'll go 13 because it could pull back, but I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at these timestamps. We should reject here if we're gonna pull back. If price starts to get comfortable above 930, it's not gonna pull back. It's gonna run. So trash, bro. It's gonna force you to buy it up here. And then you go to 11 o'clock and you see where did price pull back at 11? It pulled back into this area here. Come on, give me a pullback, bro. As bad as I want to buy this, I already know it's just scamming right now, bro. Come on, pull back. We're inside of this bearish area of interest again. Let's see if we can get a pullback. Because this looks 1,000,000% bullish. I like this range right here. If we could just pull back to like 50% and then show that it wants higher, that's the safest trade, right? Because the market has been irky jerky. But this just doesn't look like it wants to stop, yo. And what would be your target? Look at all this. There's so much. I'm gonna erase this. This will be your target here. Potentially, yo. Actually, bro, I think I'm gonna buy Nasdaq. There has to be something in here that we could use, whether it's a 2 minute down close candle or 5 minute. Okay, this candle right here closed through it. Boom, boom, boom. But I just want to see a pullback. Like, why is it? I gotta chill, man. I be giving the market too much credit, I promise. Like some days the market is so good that it makes you think that it's gonna be like that every day. And then you see stuff like this where it's like up and down and sideways at the same time. So we're still inside of bearish territory. I'm hoping for a pullback. And it just won't happen, kid. Oh no. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything today, man. I need a pullback. 5 minute gap should be forming. And I really want to take NASDAQ to new high of day. So looking at the scenario, we swept the low, pulled back to 10 a.m., broke 10 a.m. Yeah, that was your buy right there, bro. I'm just looking for a pullback. Oh my goodness. We sweep the low here. We swept the high, swept the low, pullback, boom, boom. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna pull back. We're getting this 930 pullback here. I think I'm gonna just try this right now, guys. 930 seems to be holding up. Put my stop right there and just look for a massive move higher because it doesn't want to go lower. What price is this? 7,011. If I can get a 6 point stop here. All right, there we go. Keep going while I calculate. 6 points would be 17 contracts. All right, 17 contracts. My stop is below this weekly open, below this 11 o'clock wick. All right, let's see if price wants to continue. If it does, I have to buy it, and I'm long there. 17 contracts. Put a stop in here. And let me see. I got 710.75. I'll laugh if this pulls back as soon as I get in. Yes, bye. Here, let me type this up. 7,011. It's literally pulling back. 7,011. I mean, the most egregious pullback as soon as I get in. But I'm relying on these things here. 930 weekly open EMA. Stop is well below those. So I should be able to survive any pullback ideally. But you don't want to see price start closing back underneath here. If it does, I may get out again, bro, and just wait. I need to see some type of real delivery, man. I'm not in it for the chop right now. Because once price breaks out, it should just run here. Like we saw this massive move up. We could see another massive move here any moment now. All right, EMA last level here. If the EMA breaks, I'll probably get out of it. Yeah, let me get out of that again. I can't trade this, bro. Every move just seems to be waiting for me to get in. 5 minute gap, nothing. 15 minute gap, nothing. Trash, bro. Two paper cuts in a row. Price does not seem to be holding these retests right now. All right. Well, then maybe we just wait for this to dump. It's about to dump. Yeah, just wait for this to dump, man. Let's see if we can get a gap fill, bro. Thank you. It's crazy, right? As soon as I get in a trade, it wants to pull back, and I waited patiently since 10:50 for a pullback. Now we're pulling back to this EMA, pulling back to this down close candle. That looks solid. What's ES up to? We get back above here. I'm gonna take this and then just let it go. Yeah. All right. Close. All right. Yeah, I gotta let this go here. I gotta let this go. And I'm gonna go, like I said, 6 point stop, but I want to get like 10 points out of this. Make back some of those paper cuts. I just don't 6 points. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Yeah, I gotta let this one just play out. Go for like 10 points here. All right. EMA holding, 930 holding. We pretty much, I hate that it's making you want to buy it up here, but it looks like it should play out. Let me put some stops in here actually before this acts weird again. Here we go again. More headache. But I think it's you're just gonna have to deal with it. Whichever way it wants to go here, I have to deal with it. Because from what I could see, right, when I was drawing up this buy right here, once I got out of the short, I wanted to buy if price held the retest, right? We pull back, completely annihilate these lows for no reason. As you can see, price ended up going right back bullish. All right. And with that move, I want to know, how is price responding to these down close candles? Here was, if price does come all the way back down here, that's the best setup possible. Right. But when I'm reading how price is responding at these highs, it makes me think price may not go back that low. So I'm taking a stab up here. And that it might just come back to bite me, bro, because you see it's like baiting. It's like it's baiting me specifically. Like, we know you like to look at these prices here. Let's go ahead and make it look like we're holding and then wreck through all of it. But I gotta stick to how I trade. So any other day, I would be looking at this like, yo, this is extremely bullish. Give this a chance to go. See if we hold this weekly open. And then NASDAQ, like I was saying, when we start putting in these down close candles, you'll notice we immediately start flipping down here. And then all of these down close candles up here could be support. And it looks like this right here could be that support. Could be wrong, but we closed above it. Wick, 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 wick. Man, I could be wrong, bro. Just off of the fact that price is playing in this area now. I want to see speed higher. Yeah, it looks like I might get stopped. And there goes that pressure. Come on, bro. I'm not looking for none of this right now, man. I'm looking for a quick move higher. Same thing over here. If I'm looking at this, what down close candle seems to be making the most impact right now? It would be this one right here. We closed above it. Retest looking good. Just need to see price start speeding up. This is tough, bro. Is there a 5 minute gap being filled right now? So we have a 5 minute gap being filled on NASDAQ. Let's see, 15, 10. This is tough, bro. You can see this candle right here should send price higher. This 1042 candle should be what price is using right now as its support. This down close candle, we have some really nice wicks off the low, wicks off the highs. You just want to see some sort of speed out of this area. But now we're starting to lose that EMA, man. I need it to stop going lower, to be honest, right now. Yeah, that's not a good look. The EMA is sending price lower. 39 seconds left in this candle. I may have to cut this again, bro. What is happening? This is not what I'm looking for. And then, yeah, bro, I think we might end up going bearish if we can't. Because now you're starting to see price respect these. Yeah. This sucks, kid. I don't want it. I feel like any minute now you're going to see displacement lower. But why would it play both sides so well? Like, price is playing a tight range today. Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out, man. And I think I took more losses than I should uh, accept. Trash, bro. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What am I sitting on right now? Let's see. $1,300. Yeah, this is tough right now. So, yeah, I'm down like 1,300 on this account. And at this point, let's see. Let's just see what happens. At this point, I'm not gonna take the riskier setup. I'm gonna see if we can catch a bang. If not, which I'm gonna start cleaning this up. I don't care. If price continues from here, I'm gonna be so sad because here we go. Oh my goodness. It's like begging me to buy it again. And as soon as I get in, it's gonna just squat in the same area. Oh my goodness, bro. This is tough. Let me just look at what I tried so far. Tried the short here. Got scammed. Yeah, bro, this is about to run, man. I gotta take this, bro. Let's go down in size. Or do I just click the sell button because it's gonna go opposite? Oh my goodness, we are holding this area beautifully. All right, I'm in, bro. And this has to be my last official trade idea. 6 points for 10 points. Has to be, man. And I'm just gonna have to hope for a massive move, man, because this is like I don't even understand how it was so choppy, bro. What was my trades? I took this one, lost essentially, got out, or did I short it somewhere else? Let's see. Oh, that's why I shorted Nasdaq. A little bit different profile here. Yeah, so I shorted here. I got out right around here. Boom, boom, boom. I shorted here. Wait, did I short down here? Let me see. Some stuff, bro. Like I promise you, bro. Like, um, boom, 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 boom. Trading execution supply. All right, yeah. So I did short here at 10. Yeah, so that's where, yeah, I took a short here because we broke through it. This is sad. We broke through it. Rejection, 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 break through it. Short, stopped again. And then I took two paper cuts in the same area up in here. So that's one, two, three, four. Four trades. One idea, two idea, three ideas, four trades. Trash. And this short down here, I don't blame myself for this short because we cleared 10 a.m. on ES as well. So I'm thinking, yeah, downside for sure. And we were holding up this high. Yeah, I'm thinking downside for sure, right? So I don't blame myself for that short. Give it a chance. If it doesn't want to run, get out. So this was minus 839, and then my entry was 810. So that was about 29-point loss there. And then this one was about, oh, I shorted down here when price started running. Okay, yeah, price started to run. I short there. So that was a pretty tough trade as well. How many points was this? 886, 864. So that's like 22 minus 22. 810 minus 29. And then up here, these were just like agonizing paper cuts because I could have still held these and been just fine. Come on, kid. Markets are all over the place today, man. But all right, man. So hopefully price can pick a side now, and Nasdaq can take out that 25,954 area here. And that'll be it, man. I don't. Oh my goodness, bro. Sessions like this are just. And I'm looking, I'm like, bro, this short right here could have paid us. This could have paid us. It chose not to do it. It was just being dirty. He didn't want the highs. My draw would have been back to this 8 a.m. low, which I was correct. Get blasted for no reason. And then once we break this 8 a.m. low, we see price put an order block, reject it, get up under the next 4 hour timestamp. And I'm like, all right, price may try to run back to equilibrium. Wrong, which I'm okay with that. That's an aggressive entry, but I know that I'm shorting in a premium. I mean, I'm sorry, yeah, in a premium. So I was cool with that. Here, this move right here, making me upset just watching this run because I guess that's my fault. I wasn't patient in this area. My first buy was here. I could have held this buy. My stop was safe, never got stopped out. But I only took like 2 paper cuts though. So I probably only lost like $300 in this area. Yeah. So I guess it's not that bad, actually. I just had to size down. That's the part that's bothering me right now. I'm not even in my full 17 contracts. Had to size down because of how weird price was moving. I didn't want to be wrong again. But you can see it's, bro. I'm hoping this runs like at least 10 points, right? From entry. That right there would make up for a good amount of this chop here. But when I go to the higher time frame and I'm looking at these, yeah, these 4 hour candles, yeah, we should at least take that. We have this previous weekly high. Honestly, I would want to see all time highs, but it may not happen today. So you know what I mean. Let me look at tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is nothing. There's nothing on the charts for the news tomorrow. And I'm not showing my screen. It's a dirty game today, guys. Dirty game. Let me put the charts back on. All right, there we go. So yeah, this was the draw going into the trade here. I want to see NASDAQ take out this 4 hour high. And in the meantime, because ES is so close to that 4 hour high, I would want to see ES push a little further. Looking at the trades that I've taken. All right, so this was the first two. Early exits on both, but still a good amount of points lost. I shorted down here. Didn't want to see price break this down close candle. We break it, so I exit, whatever. I wanted to see price take this low, right? That was my trade. Price decides to sweep one more time. Can't really do too much about that, especially when you understand that price already gave a bunch of shenanigans in this area. So I was ready for some sort of delivery. What time was this entry? I guess I could have avoided that, bro. It was at 10:30. Bad time to enter, bro. It was at 10:30. Hmm. I gotta note that. That was bad. I could have waited 10:30 entry. Because if you wait until 10:30 opens higher, you get your flip here. And this could still be bearish, bro. I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna cut this at break even here. But there's no ES is not bearish. ES is 100% bullish. Yeah, I don't even like this is rubbing me the wrong way, bro. Because I don't want to see pullbacks. I want to see price offer expansions that take out major moves. And then if you want to pull back, I get it. But we're getting all these unnecessary pullbacks. We haven't even hit anything on the 4 hour chart yet. So it just makes me think price is just wasting time. I don't know, man. I might, yeah, I think I might cut this kid. I don't want to see any drawdown. Um, let's see what 930 does here. All right, so bad entry here. I will say that this was bad. I didn't notice it was 1030, meaning that the 1030 candle could open higher. It opens higher, pushes into this bearish territory again, gives you another trade. But I still wouldn't have shorted that, right? Because I would have wanted a gap fill. We push up, we invert, blah, 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 but we don't fill any bearish gaps. And this has to go. Yeah, if we don't hold this 930 price right now, yeah, 20, yeah, I'm out. Another $100 paper cut. I can't hold these. Knowing that we're still in bearish territory, I want to see price. You see, we keep rejecting this previous daily high on NASDAQ. Bro, don't keep doing this to me, kid. I think I'm done here. Like, my personality is not built for this type of price action. It's really not. But this, let me go through these trades real quick. This right here was premature. Not terrible, but the clock would have told you maybe price pulls back because it's 1030. All right, and that's exactly what happened. Cool. No way this is going to do this. Bottom tick me again. Oh, man. I think I got to just walk away from today, man. I don't think I'm in the right headspace to hold trades because any pullback, I'm going to get out. This right here, aggressive, but I understood that if price didn't want to run, I would just get out. That's what happens. I get out there. These two trades right here, trash. This move up here, I'm looking for a reason for price to go higher, and I just don't see it. Like a safe area of interest. This is a very aggressive trade where you're like, all right, price is clearly finding support here, but for how long? This is the 1 minute chart, right? That's why I don't want to sit here and think that this is just going to hold all day. You know, I don't want to give it too much time. I want to see it respect this area and blast. We see too much hesitation here. I'm almost certain that this is going to fail. All right. What do I want to do here? Let's look at NASDAQ here. We're rejecting this previous daily high again, but we're still holding this bullish area. We can start flipping these gaps, flipping these bearish candles. That'll be a good sign. But in reality, we're still like basically in this macro zone. This bearish area is still a problem. Still a lot of resistance. This 5 minute gap here, holding up like a champion. Let's say this is your 5 minute macro gap. Macro opens up inside of here. Look at how price is maintaining this. And then if we look at ES, where's that 5 minute gap? I feel like this is going short, but then it's like, why would it short if it didn't short down here? Unless it's truly just not going anywhere, right? That's the factor I have to accept. I'm guessing that maybe it just doesn't want to go anywhere. I don't know, man. But my strategy would say just buy and hold here. I just don't think I can accept another loss. That's why I don't want to trade anymore. I can't accept another loss here. Even though this looks proper, if it doesn't work out, which some good trades don't work out, right? So if it doesn't work out, I don't want to go down too much today. Some stuff is just so weird to me, man. Like every trade today, I think I would take it again. Every single one of them. Just look at them on ES here. We had macro zone, push above it, fail, bearish gap. This is where I shorted NASDAQ. Everything looked good. Short somewhere down in here. Yep, shorted somewhere down in here. Stop wherever. It doesn't matter. Get stopped out. Draw lower. We push into that bullish area of interest. This is how I know it should be bullish, right? But if let's say I do this here, just for my notes, extend right. Oh, boom, boom. All right. So once we get above here, your short doesn't work out, blah, blah, blah. Once we get above this yellow zone again and we start printing bullish structure, you want to know what areas are serving as support. You see clear as day support here. And you can even argue that 930 is holding up pretty decent for a 1 minute area of interest. You get some bodies underneath it, but price is holding it pretty decent. All right. So I can't really say that there's anything else on the table. The only thing I would say is if price doesn't go bullish right here, then it should go bullish right here. Where we have down close, down close, down close. We flip it. We didn't retest here, but this area right here. All right, this would be it. Maybe just wait for price to push down a little lower. But this is what you call kryptonite. For anybody who thinks that they're a scalper, absolute kryptonite, where it plays complete zigzag price action. So weird right now, bro. Like, why is it choosing to go nowhere? Here's your 930 high. Price is stuck at that 930 high. Yeah. I just don't think this is worth trading unless you're someone who knows how to like trade these ranges. If you can confidently say that, all right, if price gets back underneath here, I want to short it, then yeah, maybe if we break this weekly open level, then I'm like, all right, yeah, price should retest this level here or being bullish. But all these levels are holding. It's just taking so long that it's concerning now. All right, yeah. So but yeah, just looking at how price offered this bearish gap, failed to go lower, pushes higher, displaces. It's tough because you could argue both. You could argue both sides. You could say this move right here is very, very bearish and price is just gonna sell back lower. Or you could say price had its chance to go lower here. This was the first sign. It got blown up. And then the second time, price gets blown up again. So there's two sell opportunities that just completely get wrecked. Right. So that's where I'm like, all right, where does price really want to go? And you look lower, you say, all right, we're in very bullish territory. Price drives underneath 10 a.m., shows no comfortability underneath 10 a.m., right? Price immediately goes back bullish. Same thing happened when 10 a.m. opened this morning, right? If you go to 10 a.m., you'll see price was just very, very, very reluctant to go lower. And instead, it wanted higher. So making me think, all right, maybe we just sweep higher and deliver lower. Instead, you sweep higher, deliver lower, fail to hold underneath 10 a.m. again. And now here we are breaking through those resistance levels, right? And now here we are retesting 930, holding it, retesting that weekly open, holding it. All right. So you could argue that's a very bullish transition. Or you could say, um, clear this up a little bit. Or you could say price is still bearish because we still haven't shown much strength. We got some 1 minute closures above this high, but price could still randomly just dump, right? Now looking at NASDAQ, we see where's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Same thing. We get underneath 10 a.m. and then completely invert every bearish structure that was sending price lower. And now we're using this down close candle here as obvious support. So it makes you think, all right, yeah, price, we've already taken out this pre-market low. We tapped into higher time frame bullish structure. We have SMT down in this area, and NASDAQ has yet to take out this high. ES took out that high once, twice, three times now. So that's telling me, all right, ES looks pretty comfortable above here. NASDAQ swept the low, showed that it didn't want to be there. Let's see if price really wants to continue and then maybe take NASDAQ to this high. Keep your bullish bias until NASDAQ takes this high. All right. That's the game plan that I'm accepting here. I'm not going to take any more trades, guys. I feel like I've pretty much accepted that this isn't really what I want to trade. I've already taken three, well, yeah, three losses, three ideas. This idea wrong, this idea wrong, this idea chop. And let me let VIP know as well. VIP entry is literally right here, 711, 710. Yeah, so it is what it is here. I'm gonna probably look back at today and be like, what in the world was this? If I just take everything off, if I'm looking at just looking at the extremes, right? The high, which was up here, and then the low that was in before 10 a.m., right? I see some really good things for buyers, right? I see At 10 a.m., we push lower first, sweep out here, and you start closing above these bearish candles, displacing, beautiful displacements. And then all price does here is sweep, right? We sweep, close underneath here, hit 6 a.m. and immediately get right back above 10 a.m. and hold this retest. This was a buy signal in itself, man. Oh my goodness. That's where I should have been long at. And I think I remember saying that, but I wanted the long ES, and ES gave this massive closure. So I'm like, let me just get a pullback. Yeah, it all makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I wanted longs here. I wanted longs here. Why? We sweep this low. We take that 8 a.m. pre-market low, and I'm looking for price to retest 10 a.m. now that that's been taken. All right. Now that price retested 10 a.m., you see price just break it easily. And then also we push into it one more time to show you that it doesn't want to go lower. And that's a signal there. You would be buying it here, which is super far away because you want to put your stop on the stronger one. You want to put your stop underneath 10 a.m. This would have been the trade, and somehow it plays out. Yeah, that's on me. It's just tough, bro. You don't know when the market's not going to pull back. I wanted to see 10 a.m. get closed through. We saw that closure, but then I see this massive candle and my brain thinks it's going to pull back. Just wait for a pullback. And then it doesn't pull back. And now I'm like, all right, if it doesn't want to pull back, it needs to build support somewhere else for me to try it. And here's your support right here. Build support. On this down close candle, we see price close through it multiple times. And the retest is what confirms it for me, failing to go lower. And it's in line with this weekly open. So you buy it somewhere up in here. Which is where I bought it. I saw some good profits, but like I said, I want at least 10 points out of a move like this where price is showing you it doesn't want to go lower. 6 points on the stop. Still a decent trade. I just don't understand the lackluster volume right now. And it scares me because I've already taken losses, right? If this was my first trade, I'll probably just let this play out, looking for price to maybe break weekly open, and then I'll probably get out. But it's holding that weekly open. Still looks decent. But in my notes, this is going to go down as the entry candle I should have taken. It's hard for you to know, though. Like in live action, you can't say like, oh, this isn't going to pull back. Let me get in now. I'm waiting for price to break 10 a.m., break these down close candles. And I'm like, all right, we get a beautiful break. Let me get this retest. And I'm going to buy it. Yeah, this is tough. But as you can see, it just seems like it just doesn't want to go anywhere. Not even the slightest movement. And this one here was interesting as well. Yeah, that was on me. Because it's short right here. If I'm looking at it, I need to see some sort of retest. Yeah, so with 10 a.m., so the reason I wanted this short, right? Remember, we take this high, there's SMT. There's SMT. Anytime there's SMT, I want to see how price responds when it hits 10 a.m. So we took the high here, right? Yep, let's go. Yep, we took the high here at 10:30 on ES. Perfect. So I'm like, all right, if we're bearish, I want to see price retest 10 a.m. Yeah, I see why I shorted that. I can't like I can't argue against any of these except maybe this one because it was 10:30. But here, I'm like, we took the high SMT, we slapped 10 a.m. in the face, slammed through it, retest it, and get bearish again. Right? All I wanted to see was NASDAQ show some bearishness. And then when I saw that closure, that's when I fired on my short. Right. So I can't, yeah, I won't harp on that short. Good exit, getting out. And then what time is this trade right now? It's going at 11. All right. And then, like I said, that one, slight note, wait till 10:30. This would have been no trade if I waited. This one, I would take this one. And then here, I'm still trying to decide if I really like this one. I'd have to take it. Like, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't just take off, but it's almost like something's about to happen, and I don't know if it's going to be bullish. So this macro area, we gap through it. Yeah. Pull all the way back. This is crazy. We pulled all the way back just to sweep these lows. Ignored every bearish gap on the way back up. Wow. There goes 5 points right there. But yeah, really right now, I'm just sitting around to see which one of these plays out so I can get my notes together for tomorrow. No more trades for me. I took way too many paper cuts in this area. And then I had 2 shorts before this buy. You needed about 30 points here. But if you're targeting 45, you could have went a 40-point stop. But yeah, this one was tough. I can't argue with that. It's just some stuff is like very weird. Like this sweep right here was so extra. All right. But it happens, you can't really get the perfect entry every time. So this short right here, and then this short right here was more aggressive, but I understood that the daily candle is now overextended. So maybe price would have wanted to rebalance. You could have caught a short back to like here, is what I was thinking. Especially with this reaction off of 10 a.m. here. Close through it, reject, reject, continue like you wanted to go lower. I'm like, yeah, let me try that. So that's not terrible. And then this buy, I don't see a better entry. I see that price gave us a clean area of interest. I tried it. I wasn't comfortable holding it, but the trade is still a-okay. I want to see how far this ends up going. I'll stay on stream for like another 15 minutes or so just to see if this ends up being a good trade, or does this just chop around for another 20 minutes or so. Um, I like to learn as much as possible from these days because I think, yeah, this was, if I'm looking at it, the best entry would have been, let's say I waited until 10:30, so that would have wiped out that trade. No entry because I would have wanted to see this gap hold up. It doesn't hold, and then we don't get any new bearish gap fills. So Target gets hit, no entry. All right, cool. Here, I would have shorted this, but then as soon as price started pretending to be bullish, I would have gotten out like I did. And then here was your entry for the long. This break and retest of 10 a.m. This is where I should have been long at. Maybe put my stop underneath like that. But if I'm targeting these highs for 80 points, I can go a bigger stop. Maybe like 60 points. Something like that. That should have been my trade in hindsight, right? Like, I just remember seeing this and I remember thinking, just wait for a pullback, just wait for a pullback, just wait for a pullback. And then price kept going, and then it started finding support here. So I'm like, all right, I'll just try it up here instead. But that made me nervous because if I'm buying up here, I want to see price do a small pullback and then just go. Because I know the longer we hang out here, then the increases the chances that price is probably gonna pull back to 10 a.m. or even back into here before going higher. All right, so yeah, decent notes, man. It's just I don't think I should have lost that much. I'm trying to figure out how that happened, but it was just a bunch of paper cuts here. Close above. This was perfect. Oh my goodness. I wanted this short 100 times in a row. It was like I said, a clock though. 10:27. Price decides at 10:30. Literally right at 10:30. Price decides. Let's go sweep. Which is a part of my approach. I know that new 30-minute candles like to do that. But I wasn't aware of that. Mental mistake. Cost me a few bucks. Whatever. Here. Boom, boom, boom. You get the short idea. As soon as price breaks above 10 a.m., kill that short idea and flip it. Which is easy. It's always going to be easier said than done because I'm thinking price has to pull back. And that's your trade right there. 9 points for 7 points. Oh my goodness. It's tough, man. Especially when the market doesn't want to pull back. Oh man. So it's almost 12. I'll sit and see. I want to know how this 12 o'clock volume plays out. Probably in stream around like 12:15. And just come back tomorrow and try to catch better trades, man. Like short there, short here. As soon as we flip 10 a.m., get out of that trade, go long. All right, so looks like price should keep trending here, just a slow grind higher. Um, my draw would be for this high to be taken, and my notes are pretty much set here. So I'm gonna drop these in my journal. And the one thing I think maybe could have saved me today is just having a bullish bias and skipping the shorts. That right there could have saved me because price tapped into this higher time frame bullish area that I was looking at, but we were also in bearish territory, right? So I knew that there was a chance of a potential short back into here, right? But I think this one could have been avoided if I was extremely bullish, right? Let's say I short here, whatever, too early, doesn't matter. Short here because we're rejecting this level here and we give that bearish gap right at a good area, right? And I'm looking to see if we start rejecting, I short it, doesn't work. But I would only have been shorting it right back down into this bullish area. And then this short right here was when we got up under this low and we started to reject it for slightly, maybe like 5 or 6 minutes, right? 5 or 6 1 minute candles we were rejecting. So I'm thinking, all right, there's a good chance price could go lower. But now that I look at it, bro, oh my goodness, yeah. I put these levels in earlier, understanding that if price came back down here, this could be very good setups for longs. I think what it was this daily target here. I was starting to think, okay, maybe price could just push a little lower before going higher, based on how complex this short was. Right, you could see a bunch of failed attempts higher. So I'm like, all right, maybe this is the first leg of lower. You know what I mean? Like chop, chop, chop. Finally, accumulate, manipulate, break structure. Now I'm thinking, all right, this is gonna be that leg lower, right? No. And there goes, yeah, bro. Tough, man. Tough day. I can't really say too much other than tough day. The last trade is the one trade that plays out, and that's the one trade I really didn't have the wherewithal to hold through because I had already taken a bunch of weird stop outs here. But looking at this from a bullish perspective, if you just ignore the shorts and you focus on just getting a good buy trade, here would have been one entry and here would have been your next entry. Very, very clean. And I like these levels because I believe when we go to the higher time frame here. Yeah, so these levels we had a very, very beautiful reversal, right? We have this down close candle, which starts here, close through it, reject, 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 and then displace higher, right? So I'm looking in this candle and I'm like, wow, price didn't pull back at all. Let's Go to 1 minute and look inside of those legs and see where structure was put in. You'll see once we start breaking out here, we have these lows that were swept that sent price higher. No low being swept here, so nothing there. These lows right here were swept, and that was enough to send price higher. Swept, swept, send price higher. These lows in here, really something like this. Look at it. It aligns perfectly with this 6 a.m. Bro, I kind of botched it. I kind of botched it, bro. Because I was telling myself coming into this session, I'm like, bro, we are so bullish. Why is price just running like this? But it's like, it plays that trick on you where it's like, bro, we really haven't pulled back. So this could be a scam. Price could push up into here and then slam lower. So the moment we started showing that weakness, naturally I'm gonna be all over these shorts, right? Just in case I'm right, because price is technically overextended right into this bearish area of interest. So here, this is why I was so like, I was ready to short here. I'm like, yo, if we close underneath this 6 a.m., which literally we closed one candle. So it didn't fake out too much. It's just I got in aggressively on that first closure. And then as soon as price started to break, I get out. So I can't even say this was a bad trade. It was just giving price a chance to run lower. And as soon as you saw that it was rejecting, you get out. Cool. And now the tough part was just here. Because I know I'm bullish. I know where I want to enter. I missed the first one, so I get in over here. We had price pull back into this area and start displacing higher. So I'm looking for price to go bullish from here. I actually don't think it was that bad. I think I just boom, boom, boom. It's crazy. Those small paper cuts add up, bro. How did I lose $1,300? I don't know. I don't know. Because when I look back, I'm not feeling bad about how I read price today. Very bearish territory. If we go to the higher time frame and look at even the 2-hour chart, you'll see right where we are. I think the 4-hour was, yeah, you see these obvious rejection candles over here. Price has not been bullish in this area whatsoever. Price hits this level and completely dies. So when I see price just blast off into it, I think we probably still end up shorting it. Like overnight, maybe you get a short or something. But the part that was getting me was, all right, I think we're short. Let's see if we retest it after 10 a.m. 10 a.m. opens right here. What happens? Retest right here. And this is where I'm like, yeah, I want that short. Give me that short. So unfortunate how this played out. Because this could have changed the entire trading session. If this would have stayed underneath this high and then targeted the area of interest. I think I shorted way down here. So if we stayed in that range and then caught something like this, that changes the entire session, right? And then from there, I think price just got the best of me by choosing to be strange, bro. Because this move underneath 10 a.m. was dirty. So dirty. But then I guess if you look, what was it actually doing? We had 10 a.m. here. We close underneath it. In my mind, I'm like, all right, we close underneath here. We sweep. We didn't sweep. Okay, so that's what happens. We close underneath 10 a.m. We push back, reject 10 a.m. in order to sweep these lows. That's what looks like the final say so here. Price closes underneath here simply to sweep. And as soon as price sweeps, it goes back higher. And from here, you get pure bullishness. Beautiful trade if you were to get in there. Oh man. I think today was just a little tougher than it had to be, especially when you consider how I like to read price. Because how I'm looking at it, when we got up under 10 a.m. here, NASDAQ had already swept out a ton of lows. So I'm like, if anything, this should be the last stop here. And maybe I should have waited for a 2-minute closure. Wow. That's so lame, bro. That's so lame. It's so lame. But as you can see, price still isn't going anywhere. So I'll just take it for what it is. Today was just not a good day. Unless you got this buy here. Other than that, I don't see any other way I would have profited today. Even if I skip this trade, right? So if I skip this sell and I miss this buy and I buy here, you still, I guess technically you get like 8 points. 6 for 8 isn't bad. Yeah, today's trash. All right, maybe later on it'll continue higher, but I'm gonna wrap it up here. Drop this in the chat. Um, how do I want to post this? Because this is a lot of trades, and I'm just gonna have to come back tomorrow and be a little bit sharper here. 10:30, wait for 10:30. No loss, no trade. Here, we're in bullish territory. Be a little bit more hesitant to short, even though there is a lot of downside. Be a little bit more hesitant, understanding that this is very bullish. So if I'm asking for a short, maybe just ask for a true break retest a few times before trying to short that, you know. Here, this one was tough because this one was so fast. It's like, bro, I'd rather just wait for the pullback or wait for some sort of pullback to see where price is finding support because I'm officially bullish. And then, yeah, I would take this buy. So technically, I bought this at the start of I shorted this at the start of a new 30-minute candle. Should have waited. This right here should have let price develop a little bit more before going short. So these two I can eliminate as mental mistakes. This one, I missed this entry. This one is a good trade to take. And that one would have gave you like 8 points. So if I hadn't taken any losses, I definitely would be happy with 8 points. 6-point stop, 8 points, I would be very happy with that. Even 7 points, 6 points. I don't need too much, right? So that's that. I'll just mark it up on ES here. Drop it in the chat. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. 1-minute chart. Took a short here. Tight stop. Got stopped. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And then here, I took a short. Close underneath. And that's, yeah. Yeah. We're too close to these lows, man. Like, it's easy to say that seeing how price responded, but in the moment, it's like, bro, look at all these lows here that price could want to take out. So I'm like, yeah, price is probably bearish. But I gotta find a way to be a little bit more patient. A close below plus a retest. Yeah. I got in on the closure, simple closure. Because we were already using it as support. I'm like, if we break and close underneath here, ah. But that I got out of this trade pretty fast, I want to say. So this right here really wasn't the problem. I don't think this was the problem. It was this up here. I did not want to let this play out. Yeah, because if I'd have let this play out, I probably would have made some money today, or at least made back a good amount, at least 1,000, 8 points, or at least 600, 700. But as you can see, this price action, it does not really make me feel comfortable. Short was here, underneath here, reject, boom. And honestly, yeah, that's what it was. I remember specifically watching ES respond underneath 10 a.m. plus that 6 a.m. closure that NASDAQ offer is why I was like, all right, yeah, I'll give this a chance. All right. Get out after price breaks that high. So cut your risk in half. All right. There you go. This wasn't terrible, bro. I think I did decent. It's just the P&L would say otherwise, but here gotta be more aware of the clock. 10:30. All right. First trade, lost. Second trade, lost. Third trade, I got chopped out of all my positions in here. And so I just put this as like a loss here. Something like that. Good bias up here in this area. All right. Not the best day, but technically some good notes to take from it. See what tomorrow has. I'm gonna get out of here. This is starting to look like it's not going anywhere. Copy this. 1, 2, 3 losses. 3 trade ideas, right? I had the short here, and then the buys. Yeah. 3 trade ideas today. Not the best execution. Let me put this in here. 3 trades today. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. Oh man, so I'm like, I said coming into here, I'm like, there's 2 scenarios, and I only had 2 zones, right? I had this bearish area of interest at the highs, and then I'm like, bro, this low down here is fire. And then this, you can see how price will start building structure on top of down close candles, right? So that's where I was like, all right, we close here. This is the 10 a.m. candle. So this is where we were, right? When we closed, I noticed that this right here, which I already have it highlighted, was a 30-minute level that price climbed above and was holding it for whatever reason. 10 a.m. opens, drives into it, and that's it, bro. I had been, yeah, it's still there. That red level here, if I had been extremely bullish underneath here, you still only get you get one chance and you got 1 minute to draw up your contract size and get in right here before you're like gambling at that point. Because if I buy it here, I'm like, bro, I might as well wait for a pullback. And that's what I was gonna do. Wait for a pullback. But then you see price start using this area here. And it gave you 7 to 8 points. So this wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. It really wasn't. If you would have got in on this gap right here or a point, I think I got in like 710, yeah. So that's not a terrible entry. 5.5 point stop would have been more appropriate just to try to get some good risk to reward. All right. Something like that. That's not terrible. Right. Especially on a day like this when the market's not moving. I'm just trying to figure out, was there any way? I would say these two right here. This one was bad because if you think about these levels here and you say, all right, I want to see price break and retest. All I had to do was wait for a retest, right? I got caught up looking over it side by side. I'm like, yo, we broke 10 a.m. on NASDAQ. I mean, yes, if we can break 6 a.m., I think we're going to try to run. All right. This trade wasn't that big of a loss, maybe like $200, $300. So if I'm looking at it in the grand scheme of things, this one was just a stab at the short. The other two were legitimate draws on liquidity where I'm like, I'm for sure gonna try this short to take out the lows here. Didn't work out. Buys, I'm for sure gonna try these buys until NASDAQ can take out this high. And as you can see, NASDAQ pushing right back to the extremes of this candle. But now there's a new 2-hour candle opening. So price probably goes bearish first before going higher. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think I did too bad, man. I don't think I did too bad. Be a little bit more patient here. Here, this trade usually works out, so I can't be too hard on that. And then this buy, I should have let the buy play out. It's just hard, bro. It's hard, man, because look at all the resistance in this area. We're still holding this bearish area of interest. It's like price is just wasting his time. I don't know. We'll check back later. Maybe I'll get a few more answers. But as of right now, I would say every trade was worth a shot. Here, good job getting out early. Here, maybe wait a few minutes and you don't even take this trade. But if you do take this trade, good job getting out early. So both of these were good exits. Here, I didn't have the composure to sit through another loss. So I did the right thing, just get off the charts, stop trading. But other than that, like I said, the market just not doing too much. So just protect your capital somehow, even if it's after a loss. Just don't blow your accounts. Save them for another day. And tomorrow, we don't have any news. Tomorrow's Friday, so it could be a tough Friday. We'll see. And we'll go from there. If you guys are still watching, thanks for tuning in. And I will be back at it tomorrow, man. I'm really like trying to figure out what the market is doing. It's like you have to just wait and see. Like I have no idea. Are we really about to sell off here? Or is price just gonna retest the same area that was holding up all morning and then go higher? Or we're about to break this. We're breaking through on NASDAQ, pushing back to this bullish area of interest. Watch the PM session is gonna get the perfect entry opportunity. down in here. Price pushes down in here, gives you a flip bullish, skyrocket for the rest of the day. Bitcoin stagnant. Everything's stagnant today. All right. Low volume type of day. Not terrible. The more I look at it, the more I'm like not upset with myself that I gave certain trades a chance. The market was just playing weirdo today. Yeah. All right. That's it for me. You guys take care. God bless. And let's see if we can finish the week strong here. Um I was up pretty fat on the week. I was up close to 18, no, like 2,000, 2,300 on the week. Today I lost 1,300, so I'm only up 1,000 on the week, which isn't terrible, but just need to either don't trade tomorrow or finish strong, and this week will be all right. All right, catch you guys tomorrow.